I had a conversation recently with a creator who had all the tools and knowledge he needed to make an online course, but several weeks had gone by and he still hadn't made any progress toward getting it done. He was feeling stuck. We get stuck for a lot of reasons, and today we're going to figure out why and how to get moving again. Let's get into it. Hello creators, I'm Ben Tolson from Podia, where we empower creators like you to make a living doing what you love. If you're watching this video, you might be feeling stuck, or maybe you're not as far along as you'd like to be on your projects. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 actions you can take today to get unstuck and get what's in your head out into the world. Action number 1 is write down your process. Sometimes the thing holding us back is not knowing which step to take first, or feeling like there's this ambiguous cloud of all the steps we need to take just swirling around in our heads. You need to get all of that out of your head and put it down on paper. There's a great quote from David Allen, author of Getting Things Done, that says, "Your mind is for having ideas, not holding them." Break the whole process down, or at least the first phase. If you're making a course, for example, that could mean breaking down the outlining phase into steps like schedule an outline session, research the best outlining methods, buy the materials you'll need for your outlining session, and so on. Now, instead of a tangled web of all the things, you have a clear roadmap for what you need to do first. This exercise gives your brain permission to focus on just one thing at a time and keeps you from being distracted and overwhelmed by the stages you haven't reached yet. Action number 2 is determine why you're stuck. Sometimes you're stuck, but you don't really know why. Try asking yourself these 4 questions. Is there something you don't know? Maybe finishing your project depends on knowledge or information you don't have, and that's okay. If it's something you can come back to later and fill in, don't let it keep you from moving on to your next step. For example, maybe you want to make content that teaches someone how to prepare and cook a delicious orecchiette, but you don't know how to pronounce orecchiette or orecchiette. Orecchiette. Buying the ingredients doesn't require you to say it out loud, so stop sitting in your driveway practicing in the mirror and head to the supermarket. If something you haven't learned yet is keeping you stuck, acknowledge it, make a plan to learn or reach out to experts, and keep moving forward. Is there something you can't do? Maybe you have the knowledge, but there are parts of the creative process that have you scratching your head. Just because you don't currently know every step of the process for creating something doesn't mean you have to wait to get started. Whether it's learning how to use a specific tool or application, we live in an incredible time where the information we need to build our skills is just a few clicks away. Also, just because it's something you're creating doesn't mean other people can't be part of the creative process with you. Maybe the thing you don't know how to do is something you can delegate or hire someone else to do for you. Again, acknowledge that it's keeping you stuck. Make a plan for when and how you'll learn or who you'll get to do it, and then keep marching on. Is there something you don't enjoy? Even the projects we're most passionate about can include steps that feel tedious. Sometimes our passion is enough to pull us through, but it's important to know where those rough patches are. It's okay not to like every part of the process. That doesn't mean you're not passionate, it means you're normal. Now that you know, you can decide, is this something I want to do, or should I delegate it to someone else? If you decide to do it on your own, set a deadline and make a plan to celebrate reaching certain milestones, like a certain number of words written or minutes of edited video, to help pull you through the rough times. Has what you're sharing or teaching already been said? It can be paralyzing when we see awesome content that is similar to what we want to share. If it's already been said so well, is it worth saying again? Yes, and here's why. New people are born every day who have never heard of Elvis.
Who's Elvis?
That's my best Elvis impersonation, I'm sorry. All right, never mind that. The point is, there are new people coming into the market every day who have never heard of that person who said it first, and who might actually resonate more with your unique personality, style of delivery, perspective, and experience. You are the only one who can say it or make it the way you would. There are people who are waiting for your specific version, so don't keep it from them. Action number 3 is build a routine or habits. It can be hard to make progress when the steps we need to take don't fit into our everyday routine. One of the most powerful tools you can use to make progress is to turn those steps into a routine or a habit. In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he shares valuable principles for building habits that stick. I want to break down 2 ideas from his book that I think work really well for building a routine that will help you get unstuck. Link the task or activity to other habits. If you're like me, even the stuff you do every day can sometimes slip your mind. If you keep saying to yourself, oh yeah, I need to do that thing, use the task linking strategy to make sure you do it. Do you sit down for coffee every morning? Leave a notepad and a pencil next to your coffee maker so you can brainstorm and outline while you're drinking your morning coffee. Do you take pictures of your cat with your smartphone? Since you've already got your camera app open, flip that thing around and make a piece of content that you might be able to use later. Never miss twice. In Atomic Habits, Clear shares a story in which Jerry Seinfeld, the popular comedian, shares his secret for being a success. Every day that he writes a joke, he gets to put an X on his calendar. After a week, he's got a chain of X's, and his only job is to not break the chain. Clear puts his own spin on this advice and says to never miss twice. So even if you fail to follow through every other day, that's still more progress than you would make if you didn't do it at all. There's a wealth of information in Atomic Habits, and I highly recommend that you check it out if you're trying to build or break habits. Here are a couple of other tips for building habits. Give the task a specific time, place, and outcome. Sometimes the best way to make sure something happens is to actually schedule it. If it's on your calendar, you're more likely to show up. Use habit tracking apps. One of the ways technology has used our natural human tendencies for good is gamifying things that are good for us. There are apps that allow you to compete against friends and earn rewards and badges for things like meditation, exercise, diet, and more. 2 habit tracking apps I really like are Habit Share, which allows you to share your habits with friends, and Streaks, which awards you with badges for reaching certain habit milestones. I'll link those in the resources section in the description. Action number 4 is get accountability. Another way we can hack our human nature is to take advantage of our natural desire to not let people down or to follow through with our word. Setting up an accountability structure around the task you need to complete can be a powerful way to finish your project. This accountability structure is made up of 3 parts: public, partner, and personal accountability. For public accountability, put your deadline out into the world. Share it on social media, in your blog, from the stage if you're a speaker or presenter, or even shout it from a street corner. Just the idea that someone out there knows you intend to finish something can be enough to get you moving. For partner accountability, you want to find close friends or a partner who you'll update on your progress. It's best if you set an expectation with the person that you'll share an update on or by a specific date. Then, if that person doesn't hear from you, they can follow up. For personal accountability, you want to find a way to keep track of your own progress. You can use a calendar, a habit tracking app, or maybe even one of those big thermometer posters that you can fill in as you get closer to your goal. Whatever works for you. It just needs to be something for you that serves as a visible reminder of your progress and your goal. The 5th and final action is work on your mindset. For this action, I want to share 3 ideas for you to consider. You may have already heard some of these, but it's good to be reminded sometimes of things we already know, and they might provide the nudge you need to get unstuck. Idea number 1 is there's no such thing as perfect. Even if there was, you spend just as much time, if not more, getting from 90 to 100% quality as you do getting from 0 to 90%. Meanwhile, people are shipping at 40 or 50% all the time and are still getting results. If you're a perfectionist, it's possible that what you think isn't quite done yet is still way better than most of what's out there. So stop waiting and put it out there. Idea number 2 is you can't learn from what you don't publish. Before you put something out there, you can only speculate on how it will perform and how people will respond. Sometimes that holds us back because we wonder, is it good enough? And we try to tweak it and make it better before we even have any data to analyze or examine to see if it's good. You wouldn't tell somebody about how amazing a restaurant is if you hadn't actually eaten there, but that's similar to what you're doing when you overanalyze. Publish first, gather real data, then make adjustments as needed. Idea number 3 is people are more interested in the results that you can provide for them than they are in polished perfection. What people will remember most is not the quality, but the results you help them achieve. You can always improve the quality over time, but people are waiting right now for what you have to teach or share. Don't keep them waiting. Remember, these are actions, which means now it's your turn. Take a step and decide which action you will take first. Where are you going to start? Are you going to write down your process, get an accountability partner, build a routine? Let me know below in the comments. If you found this video useful and you want more relevant content like this, be sure to click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be sure not to miss anything. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. So stop waiting and ship it. So stop waiting and ship that thing. Ship that thing. So stop waiting and ship that thing. And ship that thing. So stop waiting and ship that thing.